I've lived in so many different areas, born in Richmond, moved to Washington, lived in Maryland, moved to Pittsburgh, moved back to Maryland, moved to central Pennsylvania where I am now. And in each of those communities, I had a tribe. I'm not saying I was the leader of the tribe, but I connected with women who had either shared commonalities or whose passion and purpose was so strong that I wanted to model that in my own life. They are still connected either through social media or when I travel to the cities, I try to be in touch with them. But there are some who I am uniquely still close with, like sisters, like blood sisters. And those are women who have played pivotal roles in my life. For example, with Tina, she was my babysitter for my son. And she was the one when I was needing an emergency person to help me to do something with respect to my children. Because I was working, I needed a helping hand. She was always that person I could depend on. When I went to visit Tina, she always had extra food, so I could take some food home for my children and me, and I wouldn't have to cook because I was working more than one job. So Tina is pivotal to in many ways, my survival in Pittsburgh. And there was another friend, a tribe member, or there is another friend who I've known since third grade. There is a friend that I met in my freshman year in college. Those two women, Wanda in third grade, Rona in college, are still very much a part of my life. Again, like blood sisters. Conversely, there are women, like I've said, that I've met through situations or through conferences or through being a neighbor. These are women that are dear to me, but I don't see them as often as I see the women that I referenced. When I lived in Pittsburgh and I was relocating back to Maryland, I wanted to bring my female friends with me. And of course, I couldn't bring them with me, but I had a very good friend who is a fiber artist, Tina Brewer, and she makes the most elaborate story quilts. And I asked Tina if she would help me to put together a quilt, meaning to sew it together. I could do my artwork, but I could not sew. And I wanted to invite, at that time I said 40 of my closest female friends to come with me to spend a Thursday evening until we finished it, to create these 12-inch squares with themes of motherhood, sisterhood, and the relationships that they each shared with me. Now, 40 seems like a large number, but when I sent the email out requesting that they participate, bringing a part of them with me to Maryland through the cloth, 30 of them said yes, including my daughter and I. And it was a wonderful experience. We spent about, I'd say, 8 Thursdays, and we were also working in between those Thursdays to put our stories together on these 12-inch squares with themes of motherhood, sisterhood, and the relationship that each woman had with me. I put the story quilt project together, which I call the Sister Girlfriend Memory Quilt, together not just for me, but most importantly for the women, because they represented a very diverse makeup. There were African American women, there were white women, there was a woman from Brazil, there was a woman from Africa, there were women in their 90s, or one woman in her 90s, and there was the youngest, my daughter, who was 9 years old. It was a multicultural mix with this shared commonality of pure love for me. And what I wanted each of them, different and the same, to see how much we really had commonalities across all of these differences. So as I was leaving for Maryland, they were going to remain there, and I was hopeful that they would stay connected to each other. It's important, I feel, to find people that you can connect with very often, even across differences, who bring something to the experience that enhances your growth. And sometimes those tribes are for a reason and for a season.